Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Saturday and let's get right into the charts as Bitcoin has dropped down further and has hit 107.3k. Right now this is the lowest we have gone since we were trading in this range right here. We are bouncing from those two lows right here. Basically Bitcoin did get a very nice liquidity grab and a very nice bullish divergence forming right here. You can see on the RSI and on the price momentum, but basically in my opinion we've yet to go lower again before actually hitting an actual very strong support level, which would be 105 or maybe even all the way down to $109,000 before Bitcoin starts reversing to the upside. And why I tell you that is because right now we might get some kind of a relief move to the upside basically, but we do have as you can see on our open interest, a lot of fake moves happening. We have our CVD continuously going down, and while our open interest going up, you can see this was basically how you can tell that this move to the upside was a fake move. And as you can see right now, the price continues pushing lower. We might get some kind of a pump during the weekend or at the start of Monday, but I would be targeting that level right here for a potential bearish swing whale pattern, and then I would looking for the price to reverse down until it hits our actual very important support levels, which would be, as I have said, right here around those lines. Basically we want to see Bitcoin find a absolute bottom before we can talk about a potential reversal, since right now the weekly momentum is pushing stronger to the downside. As you can see right here, basically Ethereum is also looking kind of bad on the weekly right now. After 1 day and 9 hours we get a new weekly candle opening, so basically we want to see if possible this weekly candle start reversing a bit to the upside for in order to Ethereum to continue pushing hard. But as you can see, our RSI on the weekly is a bit overbought right here, as you can see, touching that 70 line. So we might get some kind of a bigger retracement for Ethereum if Bitcoin starts dropping further down. But as of right now, the other altcoins like Solana is still looking alright, sitting above this value area high of this bigger range right here. As you can see, we are finally broken above it, and right now Solana is sitting and trading above this level. So it is very possible that Solana will consolidate right here and not drop as much, even though if Bitcoin starts dropping, Solana might probably drop. But as long as we do not get a candle closure right here below this line, we are safe. And also, as long as the Bitcoin dominance does not start reversing to the upside while Bitcoin drops, then it is safe to say that the altcoins will potentially not drop as much as they did before, since right now the Bitcoin dominance is falling to the downside. If it stays that way, then that will be very, very nice for the altcoins. We also want to look at the stock market, even though it is closed right now. It is closing almost very nice at the weekly time frame. On the daily, it looks a bit worse. The S&P 500, you can see, we did close a big red candle, basically with sellers in control, since we closed at those lows right here. But we are still above that weekly pivot, and excuse me, we are still above that weekly pivot, and it is possible that once the new week opens, when the CME future markets open, let me check, around 1 day in 6 hours basically, then it is possible that as the new week of Monday, buyers would be stepping in and they would push the price further up, basically once the new trading week begins. This is my outlook for now. And if we look also at the Nasdaq still looking pretty bad, since we have closed right around the weekly pivot, and so we might open up with some more downside. But this also depends on how the S&P 500 opens. In my opinion, next week would be potentially bullish if the stock market is bullish. As you know, right now, even though we are up on the stocks, Bitcoin is not correlated right now with the stock market. It is doing its own thing since we have made that bearish SFP of this high right here basically. And we want to see Bitcoin potentially hold this level. 105k is the most bullish scenario. 98k is mid scenario, and the worst case scenario would be $93,000, which would take us down another approximately 14% to the downside. And from the top that we made right here, that would be 25% correction, which would set us at around $31,000 of a correction, which would be a very massive buy opportunity if you ask me, since a over $30,000 correction is no joke for Bitcoin. This is where after a big correction like this, we see basically the retracement happening. As you can see here, we got over $35,000 correction. Then we started reversing the last summer from the high that we made 70k. We got $24,000 correction basically, and then we started reversing. So this is if we're still in that uptrend, basically from that top all the way to down here would be that very strong correction that we are looking for, and it will still be in a nice looking uptrend before a potential reversal, in my opinion. And Q4 is yet to come, which is when the markets are most bullish, basically during the winter months, during October, November and December. We are potentially going to see some very, very nice moves from the markets. But as of right now, the ETF inflow for Bitcoin, you can see BlackRock, they did not sell, but we have seen some other institutions start to sell, and we've got a outflow of around 126 million for Bitcoin, which is our first red day for the last week, basically on Friday. And the fear and greed index even dropped down finally in that fear. You can see after topping out on the grid, not on the extreme rig, on the extreme grid, mind you, which is in my opinion a sign that we are bound to go higher in the upcoming months. And once you get into that fear zone, or even in that extreme fear, this is when you want to be looking to buy basically. And now for the long versus shorts ratio on the major exchanges, you can see we currently do have more sellers open basically on the major exchanges than buyers. So selling pressure is real right now. As you know, this is basically on the futures. So on the major exchanges, as you can see, we don't have that much buying pressure. So as I have mentioned, it is very possible that Bitcoin starts reversing to the downside until it hits one of those key levels that I have mentioned here. And that will be my outlook for today, guys. I hope you like the video. Subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.